If anyone expects Mohbad case may end one day without Mohbad getting justice, the person must be the funniest man in the world. It's earlier we realized that the time people let go of such case like Mohbad case has gone. The handwriting is written everywhere that the world will never relent seeking for whatever by Mohbad. The initial complication began when Wunmi, Mohbad's wife, could not explain to the world what exactly happened to Mohbad. At first, she manipulated everything over to Naira Marley, making everyone believe Naira Marley kpai Mohbad. She had given more than 3 narratives concerning what led to the kpai of the young Nigerian rapper Mohbad. She blamed Papa Mohbad for laying Mohbad to the ground earlier. All these are the tactics Wunmi had used to make sure she removed the focus of people towards her concerning what led to the RIP of Mohbad. The truth of the whole matter is that Wunmi was on a mission in Mohbad's life, and that mission she has accomplished. But little did she know, it's not everyone you play such play with and go scot-free. Mohbad own anger for neck, justice for Mohbad, justice for Imole. I'm going to drop a video for you guys for more enlightenment, but before that, this is Honest TV. We offer undiluted gist on Nigerian celebrities and politicians. Support us by subscribing, liking our videos, comment and share. You can as well join my channel membership on YouTube for personal contribution. Turn on the bell icon to get notified on time whenever a new video is dropped. At this junction, let's go there.
From what we've heard so far, we were told that the nurse said that somebody asked her to give Mohbad some of those medication that Mohbad got. So, and if that is the case, whoever told the nurse to do that will also go down.
But that is conditional.
How?
The nurse has to say that in the court. These people need to talk.
That's what I'm saying.
So if they don't say it, what can we do?
That's right.
The funny part of this whole process, the lawyers representing Spendy and maybe Prime Boy, they need to understand something, that the process at the inquest is not invalidated by the non-conclusion of the inquest and not having the judge write a report based on the testimonies at that inquest. The moment that inquest was properly set up, the coroner has the jurisdiction to take testimonies. And the moment any person goes into that witness box and testified under oath, that testimony is admissible before any court at any place. So whatever it is that has been said by any person before the inquest, for example, what the nurse has not even come to testify at the inquest. Exactly. Whatever has been said at the inquest will carry more weight than whatever the nurse said at the station there, because the nurse can raise and can decide to raise an objection of duress while making those confessions and all of that. So those lawyers can rely on the full records of what has been done at the inquest so far and use it to either put out a petition and still keep it and use it as defense if the state insists that they want to prosecute this matter in any way they want to do it. If maybe they want to just prosecute it and have it discharged and everybody goes his way. You understand? So, but that's the content of that inquest can be used. It is even what I am relying on heavily, along with other testimonies and facts that have
heavily.
Yes.
When they are all have been saying rebe robo.
At the inquest.
Please say that in English. What is rebe robo?
What's the English one? Rabba, Rebe,
the inquest has been able to establish certain things.
Okay, I want to start woto. No more legal issue. I'm done.
I don't do woto. I beg me, I will run leave now.
Amen. Yeah, you see, I want to do woto with.
He said he doesn't want to do woto. Labai first.
Ever give me lorry? Inquest. This is not. I only have the key. I didn't say I'm moving the location. I said I have the key
Kí tó ti sọnù láti
for
jọ.
the inquest. I
Ó ti
didn't
sọnù.
say
Kí
I
a ti
know
sọ
the
sínú
location.
lagoon.
Ẹ má ṣe mí léṣe láti 10 o'clock mo ti wà ní.
We go change the lock. We don't change the inquest lock. You not get the key again. You don't change the lock of the inquest. You don't. Your key no dey back.
Let me quickly add to what Aristocrat said to paint a better picture, right? I mean, the scenario that Aristocrat painted about the car, somebody driving and then getting into an accident, is looking at the north side. So now let me try and put something to it to include spending. So now let's see that, okay, the driver that was driving the car does not have a license, but the car belongs to me. And I said, oh, go and use that car on the errand. Do you not think that I would also be liable to whatever happened? That how come I gave my car to somebody that does not have a license to drive?
In America, I think you might be liable if the driver is a minor.
Exactly. So if even if it's not a minor, I mean, here, if one, it would not be it wouldn't be insured on the car anyway, because obviously it doesn't have a license. So how can you give your car to somebody that is uninsured on your car and you're not even sure can drive? So this is the bit where spending would then come in. That why would you recommend somebody that you are not sure is qualified or whatever?
Let me even tell you one thing that actually baffles me with spending. I will tell you, and I'm not being biased. I know a lot of people think I'm supporting Prime Boy. I am not supporting Prime Boy, but looking at that wound and the narratives that is out there, I don't believe Prime Boy did that. And Wunmi actually said he didn't hit back. And in the process of trying to hit somebody and you pierce your hand or you hurt yourself, even if he sustained that injury from there, to me, it's not a ground for him to become the prime suspect. Okay. So I have to do that disclaimer. I am not supporting Brian Boy by any means. I just don't want a wrongful conviction. That's all. Now, speaking about spending,
They'll find it difficult to be able to convict Prime Boy because there is too much tampering with evidence and too much activities that happened after that fight.
Thank you. Now, going to spending, my doubt is very weighty on spending because that is why I said all these TikTok people, Prime Boy came to my platform. I refuse to interrogate or interview or ask any question. These people that were parading these suspects and trying to use them to play to chase clout and to have views, actually also mess up this case. Because Spending lied, told Westo something else, told Moses and Co. when they went to visit them something else, told Kudi something else, told Lati something else, told something else on Buki Jesse's, and all of these things are being recorded. Now, I've mentioned it earlier. We have discussed this extensively prior in this show that is not ended yet. That Queen actually is really fighting very hard for spending, blah, blah, blah. But Queen says something that spending was only in Nigeria for 4 months prior to Mohbad's death. So if he was only in Nigeria 4 months prior to Mohbad's death, how did spending know the nurse? And nurse, no man treats me. Is it within that 4 months? Or prior to him leaving? And Queen told me spending is only 23 years old. Some people said 25. Queen told me 23, but let's say 25. I mean, how many times was he sick that the nurse came and treated him? And for someone that just came from Kenya, according to Queen, said Spendy came from Kenya, I'm so many things surround spending for me. And I'm not being biased. Because he said 9 p.m. one time. He said, Lawson, bí nǹkan aago mẹ́ta somewhere. He said, bí nǹkan aago méjìlá somewhere else. He said something that the bossman and go, we have recording. So it's too much for me. Too much. For me, at least, Prime Boy so far, whatever he said, he's been, if there are any discrepancies, maybe one or two, but he's been consistent with his submission.
Okay.
So I'm very, very skeptical about Spendy. Spendy was born and raised in Nigeria. Yeah, I was born and raised in Nigeria too, but I'm in America now. That does not mean he cannot go to Kenya. It was back to this, whatever Queen is to Spending said, he was in Kenya. And I know he was born and raised in Nigeria. I don't know when he went to Kenya, but he was only in Nigeria or Lagos for 4 months prior to Mohbad's demise. And Mohbad was the one that called him, hey, molization. That was what Queen told me back then. So I don't know.
He may have been in Kenya for months now.
I mean, I think that is a key point, and it's a valid key point. So, I mean, what I want to say is that really, I don't think we should look at the duration of or the time between Spendy knowing the nurse and when Spendy called the nurse. Really, I'm not sure if, well, I think that is going to come to play. But another thing we should look at is this. Why should Spendy be charged? That's a question that needs to be asked.
I think that is what
Escapade explained. Okay, so now, Spendy, did Spendy actually know that Nurse Feishara was a quack nurse? That's the question. Did he know that Feishara was a quack nurse? And if Spendy did not know that Feishara, maybe Spendy can actually twist this. I'm not teaching Spendy what to do. Spendy can actually tell the court that Feishara didn't tell me the truth. And I'm sorry, lawyers tell lies. Please forgive me. Spendy can actually turn this around. Nurse Feishara told me he wasn't a quack nurse. So, and I think that, when you go back and forth and you look at this case, from the onset, I have said something after listening to Spending on a ladies' platform called, I think, Bukky Jesse. I listened to him and I found out that some of the things that this guy was saying on that platform did not match. And while he was speaking, I was debunking him. I said, you are not telling the truth. You are not telling the truth. So now this is a message for Spending. Spending, if you actually love yourself, seriously, you need to tell the truth of what happened. You need to have a press report. You need to speak out. You need to speak. Did you see Prime Boy? Prime Boy spoke out. He said what you know. And you need to speak out too. Because if your lawyer is advising you not to speak, I don't think they are doing you any good. They are not doing you any good. The better, and you need to be consistent with your statement. You are not consistent. You are here today, tomorrow you are there. And also remember what Yeye Kudi said. I'm sorry, permit me to mention your name, Yeye Kudi. She said that she has a statement that you made to her and a guy called Bossman. Could that have, you have spoken already. You have spoken your truth. You told them what happened. And you trying to cover this up is going to land you in jail. That's the truth. First of all, for you knowing the truth and trying to cover up the truth is a crime. It is a big crime. When you witness a crime and you do not tell the truth about the crime, you will be liable for that. And you need to understand that.
shall we say that, I mean, we can't just be one way. I mean, you mentioned the name now. You're saying that they claim that they have a statement, they have audio. This same boy came out and said they should release the audio or the statement. They haven't come out. So you can't say because they said so you believe them, and you say you don't believe the guy. I mean, it's good that they are going to let him go and tell his story there, but I don't think this one is even related to the death yet. Like I said, it's probably the nurse practicing without the license, and then the person who recommended the nurse. You know, everybody say we witnessed it.
I'm not saying that I do not believe. I'm sorry to tell you, I don't believe Spending.
And you don't have to. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Why would you believe Yeye Kudi? So why are you believing Yeye Kudi?
So now, if you listen to me, I do not believe Yeye Kudi. I mean, what did I say? Spending has spoken already. He spoke to Yeye Kudi, according to Yeye Kudi, right? So now, I'm not sure if that is true, if that's a fact, or if it's not a fact. So the point is that by the time this case actually goes to court, Spending we have, because Spending is not consistent. I mean, is it demented? It's not demented. Spending is not demented. He's a young man. He has his right mind. So why do you think a guy that is not demented, today he says a different thing, tomorrow it's not consistent? If he knew that he was not going to be consistent in his storytelling, then he shouldn't have spoken at all. Spending going about and saying,
all right, thank you. I mean, you're very right. Consistency and truthfulness is the only thing that can exonerate you. Miss Ezra, if you want to contribute, please come up. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Ame.
Yeah, I think the thing is, almost everybody on this justice for Mohbad, everybody in fact has been inconsistent. Who has been consistent on
me? I have been consistent.
No, I'm
not you.
Not
the people
you. I'm
involved.
talking about the main people in
your
in
consistency. There. We don't need it. Not them. We want.
Not their own consistency. We need. So you can imagine. Nobody has been consistent, and if I was to talk for Spending, I would tell Spending not to say anything. Because
Me too.
Obviously.
You see, we cannot even hold the nurse responsible for nothing because she has not spoken. That's why when they were, yes. And the nurse was there today. When they say, nurse, come and talk. Nurse, he's missing. I said, don't zip your mouth. When anybody have a legal case, the best thing for you to do is to zip your mouth.
Just stay silent. When you get to court, you say what you need to say. You know, so I think that's just it. The Spending of a person also, truly, he may escape in court with respect to the issue of if they say they want to pin him down.
No, in all honesty, if all of them have a very good lawyer, they all will work.
They all walk away.
That's even the nurse.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said they all will work. They all will work.
If I have always restrained
who they want to discharge and take
all will be acquitted.
I have always restrained myself from talking about the nurse's position. I've done her analysis. She will walk out.
Clean.
Well, she will walk out of this case. So, and Spendy too can walk out. Just as I've said earlier, he has gotten a chamber. They are son. They are criminal lawyers. They should do their job.
Adedoyin said, does he know? It is not, if I recommend somebody to you now let this person take care of you. If I recommend you to a cardiologist and something that goes wrong, will anybody come and charge me and take me up to what I recommended the person? And it's not it's not his responsibility to start checking people's credentials. Wunmi was in the house.
Yeah,
if anything, I don't know, you send someone here to come and take care of my husband. I, as the wife, and I know my husband is vulnerable and in pain. If they say, Mohbad was still lucid, but when you are in pain, you probably are in pain, and pain can suppress your neurons and medulla oblongata. If we are in pain, like labor pain, how many of us can remember labor pain? Okay. Now, it is my responsibility to check whoever is coming into this house, I will check them in. Oh, are you the nurse? Okay. I will jokingly and stylishly question them. I definitely will not be in the kitchen and have my husband with a total stranger to be injecting my husband while I'm cooking in the kitchen. I know.
Husband.
Not even my husband. The husband of my youth.
Who again?
The husband of my Elibi Okomi.
Tomato. Ó fi tomato sí.
So, I mean, truth be told, I understand that, yes, there are some people and some team that are for Wunmi, but, moving forward, I think we all need to do a very good educative section that say it once or twice, say, nǹkan tó ṣe yẹn náà ò tiẹ̀ dáa, no kò dáa náà ká má parọ́ náà. I mean, but granted, they are all young adults and Gen Z age.
But I want to ask you a question.
Even say it was wrong.
You mute, Kemi. You just came up. Wait for your turn.
No, that's the reason why. Please, before I lost my thoughts,
it does not matter the reason. It does not matter the reason. Wait for your turn.
It's because this is what Nigerians do all the time. Wait your turn.
Seal, I want to ask you a question. And I think for educational purpose, you said something. Let's say, for example, this thing happened to you in the house, and someone came and they sent a nurse to you. How would you verify that the nurse is actually a nurse and your husband is in pain?
Number one, I don't know if Nigeria here you will have your badge. You will have your badge.
Not in America. Let's put ourselves in.
Okay, you want me to put myself in Nigeria?
Yes. And someone come.
Hello.
Even though she's wearing whatever gown, how would you know she's a nurse?